Morning, Toastmasters.
Morning.
Morning, yes. Well, that was a very good introduction today from Ashok. I had no preparation for his story whatsoever. So it's actually quite interesting how it came about, because what he spoke about just a moment ago, it does kind of play into what I'm going to speak to you about today. I enjoyed what you just did, Ashok. You kind of played the game there. You kind of came up here and you just took it by the reins and were different. And right off the top, it put me in a better state of mind to speak for the room right now. So thank you for that. Today I'm going to talk about playing the game. In many ways, a lot of what we do in life and what we experience in our daily life is a big charade. You kind of have your topic of the day, your topic of the moment, and you have to play it as best you can. More specifically today, I'm going to talk about the game of Toastmasters for me. I've been in Toastmasters about 3 months now, and I kind of walked into it surreptitiously at first, not really understanding what I'm going to get out of it. More so, my understanding of Toastmasters has evolved in the last few weeks as I've been able to visit or be a part of the club, the district, or the area contest that we just had. And in that, I'm starting to see the game of Toastmasters. I'm starting to see the players, and I'm starting to see the rules, the objectives, and the outcomes. And I'm asking myself, where do I fall into this game? Because this is a very new sport for me. Having to be a personal coach, a consultant to many other people, my job is to get people back in the game. They come to me saying, I'm just not feeling it, I'm out of shape, I'm mentally tired, I'm fatigued. And as a coach and someone that's been there myself, my job is to get that person back in the game, whatever game of life that they're in. I'm not here to tell them to play my game. I'm here to ask them to play the one that they're ready for, the one that they're designed and manufactured for. So, being in Toastmasters today and in front of you, I'm realizing a lot more about my role in this room, and my role as a speaker, and my play. What's my play? So, little history on me quickly. Like I said, I'm a very kind of off the chain kind of guy. I've always kind of been a rule breaker. I grew up this way quickly, and I feel that at times when I have to follow a very structured template, I have a tough time. Nonetheless, I have to be able to play the rules. So when I went to the area contest, I went into it rather flippantly and said, well, I'm going to go in and kind of just experience the game. I've never been to a real game before. I've never seen the format. I'm not quite sure how to win or lose. And I didn't win. And that was a great experience for me, because I started to see that there is a rule book. There is an objective that you have to follow in every sport, any game, or any situation that will allow you to be successful. And then I went to the contest last week on Wednesday night. I wanted to see the other evaluators that were moved ahead in the contest, and also the humorous contest contestants, and see how they perform. Interesting to me was how closely I ranked the winners on my paper during that evening. But the way I ranked the players that would win weren't the way I enjoyed the players that I saw. I ranked them based on how I thought Toastmasters would place them. And Andrew sat next to me, and we had a fun evening kind of sitting there saying, this was good, but was it Toastmasters good? Was it Toastmasters relevant? Let's look at the judges. What were the judges thinking? What kind of speakers were they? We didn't know. So it came down to me just having to say, are they playing Toastmasters ball here? A few things I saw quickly. In the evaluation part, I saw a person come up. His name was Steve. I guess we called him Steve Young. He looked like an old Steve Young. And he gave an evaluation that was very direct, honest, and somewhat critical. There wasn't a lot of fluff. But I said to myself, I would want that guy to evaluate me, because he gave good information. He didn't dress it up at all. He stood up, he looked at his paper, he wasn't too flashy, but he gave a good evaluation. I don't know if that was good enough for a Toastmaster, though. Second, there was another lady towards the end Stood behind the podium the whole time. Didn't even move to the stage. She gave her evaluation like this. But man, she went down every objective point. I would have fallen asleep the next 2 minutes if she would have gone over, but I said she hit every bullet point. She came in second. And the other gentleman that actually won the contest, he had a format that was very rehearsed. You could tell that he could just place the name of the person in front of whatever he was saying, and he had the timing down and everything, and he won. And I said, you know what? I could taste the rehearsal on that, I could taste the format, but he's going to win, because he played ball. Quick to the next, it was the humorous contest. Don't judge a book by its cover. I saw some cool things. I saw a woman come up, very conservative, not a funny thing that I thought would come out of her. But she spoke, and she had the most amazing content that I hope she wrote, and I thought it was really, really impressive. Second, there was a man named Bobby Roy. This guy had fantastic energy. He was doing karate moves. He was very prepared. He didn't miss his timings, and he is all energy. Very physical in his speech. He came in third. And then the guy that won. Now, I obviously have my bias towards Bobby. The guy that won used shtick comedy. He was an older gentleman, and he did the whole "my wife is on my back" routine. We've all heard that before. My wife tells me that I don't know how to drive. She's the backseat driver. You know, she's always calling me. We've heard it all before. But what he did was, he was humorous enough because the objectives of the humorous contest was to be really funny. And his look and his content made him a winner. So it comes down to knowing the game you're in and how you're going to play. This can come into many forms of life. You know, health. We all know there's rules of health that we turn our back on, and sometimes they catch up to us. Finance, relationships, spirituality, business. Know the rules you're playing and play them well. And more so, are you in the game? What game are you playing? And what are the rules? And if you don't like them, change them.